You're standing at a company mixer, drink in hand, and the person next to you just asked what project you're working on. You answer, then nothing. Not because you ran out of things to say, but because your brain was actually running three different processes at once. You were trying to listen, trying to prepare what you'd say next, and quietly grading yourself on how weird you might be coming across. Three tasks, one processor. And no brain, no matter how sharp, can run all three without dropping one. That's not a social skills problem. That's a wiring problem, and it has a name: working memory overload. Working memory is the part of your brain that holds information temporarily so you can act on it right now. Think of it as RAM, not hard drive storage. It's small, and it fills up fast. When you're simultaneously listening to someone, monitoring how you look, and predicting their next reaction, all three of those processes are fighting over the same tiny amount of space. Something has to give. Usually it's the words. That blank stare you get mid-conversation isn't you running dry. It's your brain temporarily locking up because it's doing too much bookkeeping at once. Here's the part almost nobody tells you. This isn't a flaw unique to you. It's a default setting for a specific type of situation, one where you sense you're being evaluated. Job interviews trigger it. First dates trigger it. So does small talk with your manager's manager at a holiday party. Your brain treats unfamiliar social evaluation the same way it treats a mildly threatening situation. Not dangerous, but uncertain enough to demand vigilance. And vigilance is expensive. It eats up the same mental bandwidth you need to actually hold a conversation. Think about the last time you talked to a close friend versus a stranger at a networking event. With your friend, words come out easily because your brain isn't spending energy monitoring the interaction. It already knows the outcome is safe. With the stranger, every sentence gets a silent background check before it leaves your mouth. That background check is the thing draining you, not the conversation itself. So, if the real problem is a management issue in your head, not a personality flaw, the fix isn't be more confident. Confidence is a result, not a starting point. The fix is reducing how many tasks your brain is running at once, so it actually has room left over to listen and respond like a normal human being. The first shift is dropping the self-monitoring track entirely, or at least turning its volume way down. Most people in conversations are quietly narrating themselves in real time. Was that a weird thing to say? Do I sound nervous? Are they bored? That narration feels like it's helping you perform better. It's actually the opposite. It's the exact process stealing the bandwidth you need to listen. Try this instead. The next time you're in a conversation that matters, deliberately put all your attention on the other person's actual words, not on how you're coming across. It feels counterintuitive, almost reckless, like you're giving up control. But you're not giving up control. You're freeing up the mental space that was never available for actual listening in the first place. The second shift is about prediction. A lot of people freeze up because they're trying to guess where the conversation is going 3 exchanges ahead so they can have something ready. That's exhausting, and it also makes you sound rehearsed instead of present. Nobody actually connects with a rehearsed answer. What creates connection is a response that clearly came from really hearing what the other person just said. So instead of planning your next line, react to the last thing they said. Ask about the specific detail they mentioned. If they say they just got back from a work trip, don't ask the generic, "How was it?" Ask what almost went wrong or what surprised them. Specific questions signal that you were actually present, and being present is what makes people feel comfortable around you, not clever lines. There's also a physical layer to this that gets ignored constantly. When your brain treats a social situation as evaluative, your body responds the way it does under mild pressure, shallow breathing, a slightly faster heart rate, tension in the shoulders and jaw. That physical state feeds back into your thinking and makes the mental overload worse. One quiet, almost embarrassingly simple fix. Before you walk into a room full of people you don't know well, take one slow breath, low into your stomach, and let your shoulders drop. It sounds too small to matter, but your nervous system takes cues from your body, and a calmer body sends a "we're safe" signal that frees up even more of that limited working memory for the actual conversation. Now, here's the thing worth sitting with. None of this is about becoming a different person or magically turning into someone who never runs out of things to say. Even people who look completely at ease in social situations hit dead air sometimes. The difference is, they've stopped treating silence as proof that something went wrong. Silence is just a pause. It only becomes uncomfortable when you decide it means you failed. The moment you stop assigning that meaning to it, it stops draining you. What's actually happening when you struggle in conversations isn't a character flaw, and it's not something broken in you. It's your brain running an outdated threat detection process in a situation that doesn't actually require it. Once you understand that, you stop trying to fix your personality and start managing your attention instead. Where it goes, what it's spending energy on, and what you can quietly let go of. If there's one thing to take from this, the next time you feel that pause coming, resist the urge to fill it with a performance. Just come back to the last thing they said and ask about it. That's it. That's the whole shift. Not more charm, not more confidence, just less noise competing for the same limited space in your head. If this sounds familiar, if you've caught yourself narrating your own performance mid-conversation instead of actually listening, drop a comment and share when it happens most for you. Work events, first dates, family gatherings. And if you want more of these breakdowns on what's actually happening in your head during everyday social moments, this is exactly what this channel does. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.